in 1 Thessalonians. I have set this aside for almost a month now. It seems like every time, I'm actually only preaching 2 times a month in the afternoons anymore. There's three Sundays, but it seems like everything, God has just intervened, and we've set it aside for 3 weeks now. Timing, but I'm glad we can be here. I want to concentrate for just a few minutes. It won't be long. When you hear the word epistle, it's just a fancy word for a letter. As we just started our study down on our once a month prayer on Saturday mornings at breakfast and prayer, breakfast and Bible, where I've entitled it "Dear Timothy." So it's a letter that Paul wrote to Timothy, and Thessalonians is a letter. And it is there for a reason, and it is what we would in the biblical term. The word canonized literally means that it was recognized. Man, in the canonization of scriptures, some would say, well, we came about and decided, because the argument is who's choose what books are in the Bible, and the answer is God does. It was man's responsibility to find the inspiration of those books, and you're going to turn this. And if I have to, I'll go to mic up here as well, so you can hear me. And so we're looking at a letter, and if we had the monitors up, we're trying to figure out what's causing this. Jason even said it might even be my tablet. Anything that is causing a friction through the megahertz and everything, I don't know. But my tablet's been here for a good many years, so I don't know. And so we'll figure it out. So if it's quit cutting out, then they said it could be the TVs, the monitors, and so it could very well be that. I think it's time that as we look at this, it's literally only just kind of, this is all introduction. It's only 5 chapters long, yet is packed with the practical help of the day. And I think that's what's so inspirational about God's book, the Bible. It doesn't matter if it's in Genesis, and we could name off all 66 books of the Bible. Every one of them have something in there that bring about help for us for the day. And you wouldn't think, Leviticus, Numbers, and Deuteronomy would have anything, because it's usually so many repetitions of names. But yet in those names and in the actions of those men and women are just, they're stories of their life, how they trusted God. And so Paul is writing in 1 Thessalonians to the Thessalonians, and yet a little bit about it. If time frame, if you're interested in that, it is believed somewhere around 51 and 52 A.D. Is now about the time that Paul wrote. The argument, hold your place in 1 Thessalonians. I want you to go back a little bit. Go over to the book of Acts, Acts chapter 17. We haven't gotten there yet in our study of the book of Acts, but I want to show you, because a lot of the letters are collated with Paul's actions through the book of Acts, because a lot of Acts carry on Paul's life. And look at verses 1 through 16, and I know it's long, but it's interesting. Acts chapter 17, it says, "Now when they had passed through Amphipolis and Apollina, they came to Thessalonica, where was a synagogue of the Jews. And Paul, as this manner was, went in to them 3 Sabbath days, reasoned with them out of the Scriptures, opening and alleging that Christ must needs be suffered and risen again from the dead, and that this Jesus, whom I preach unto you, is Christ. And some of them believed, and consorted with Paul and Silas, and the devout Greeks of great multitude, and of the chief women, not a few. But the Jews which believed not, moved with envy, took unto them certain lewd fellows of the baser sort, and gathered a company, and set all the city in an uproar, and assaulted the house of Jason, and sought to bring them out to the people. And when they found them not, they drew Jason and certain brethren into the rulers of the city, crying, "These that have turned the world upside down are come hither also." Isn't that a praise? They're accusing Paul of turning the world upside down for Christ. That's what they said. Verse 7, whom Jason hath received, and these all do contrary to the decrees of Caesar, saying that there is another king, one Jesus. And they troubled the people and the rulers of the city when they heard these things. And when they had taken security of Jason and the other, they let them go. And the brethren immediately sent away Paul and Silas by night unto Berea, who coming thither went to the synagogue of the Jews. These were more noble than those in Thessalonica, in that they received the word with all readiness of mind, and but when the Jews, you know what, Jay? Turn the lapel mic off and turn this one right back on. I won't move. It's not going to record because we record through the lapel. The lapel's just cutting on and off. And what's that?
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, just turn this one on, turn the lapel off, and shut the recording off. I'm sorry if you're listening, watching. We're just having technical problems, and it's bugging me, so it's got to be bugging you. And so, all right.